Like many thousands of people in the state of Vermont, I have a summer camp. It's a nice one on Lake Champlain. That's it.
The news that really freaked out people, really upset people this week was that Elon Musk became a trillionaire. Yeah, there's the headline from Reuters. SpaceX IPO makes Elon Musk the world's first trillionaire, and all of the usual suspects were freaking out about this. It is so extraordinary to me that anyone would be upset by this. I don't have less because Elon is now a trillionaire. Oh. I think it was something like 4,000 of his employees, including some who were in like janitorial services, are now millionaires because of stock options they got 20 plus years ago. It's the most beautiful love story of capitalism and everything else. Jeffrey, this is a softball.
Let's just be clear. I just want to say this because nobody says it. This guy is a genius. He's an American treasure.
Defend him. Somebody has to.
He's not as recognized as celebrated enough for what he did. Do you realize that during the COVID lockdowns, he was the one leader of any major company in America that said, no, I will not shut my factories. I will sleep on the factory floor with my workers rather than kick them out of a job for your infectious disease frenzy. All right? The one man brave enough to do that. So that was extraordinary. The other thing about Elon, and I'm sorry for all the haters out there that I'm about to say this, but this man saved free speech in America. Yes. And by buying Twitter, which was a failing Fed-infested racket of censorship and propaganda, not different from many mainstream media outlets today, I will say that. But he bought it solely to protect free speech rights, and then he unleashed it. First of all, he fired 4 out of 5 employees. Can you imagine that, Andrew? Like, imagine, a UK entrepreneur moving into a company that's very important and firing 4 out of 5 employees, right? That's what he did, which is amazing because he can. Thank you. We still have a little bit of free enterprise left in America. And then, what do you know? The damn platform got better than ever. Okay, I promise you this. There wasn't a single CEO or management consultant in America or any close observer of American business culture that didn't take extreme high notice of what was unfolding there.
You know, I went to meet with him a little bit after he took over Twitter, and they had these huge offices in San Francisco with like a zombie apocalypse of homeless people downstairs. So the idea that the world's richest man is up here and that they're all down there. But then you go there, and he's got all these guys literally working on the floor with laptops, and he's in an old T-shirt and raggedy shoes and all this stuff. And the commissary is completely empty because they had fired all of these people. They had video games everywhere. It was like, it seemed to be a place where nobody was working, I guess, unless you were a Fed and you were working against our free speech rights. But of course, it's got all of the right people with their panties in a bunch because Elon's doing all this good. Listen to this from Bernie Sanders. Elon Musk's rise to trillionaire status is not time to celebrate. It's a call to act. You know what? I should read this in Bernie voice. Go back. Let me do it at the top. Here we go. Elon Musk's rise to trillionaire status is not a time to celebrate. It's a call to action to take unprecedented income and wealth inequality that now exists and the greed and the power of the ruling class is destroying the social fabric of America. Our democracy cannot survive when one man who contributed $290 million to get Trump elected becomes the 7 billion richest since Trump's election. Our economy cannot sustain itself when one man owns more wealth than the bottom half of our society, when 60% of our people live paycheck to paycheck, when we have the highest rate of childhood poverty in any major nation, and when our kids will have lower standard of living than their parents. This is not about wealth, it's about power. Musk and his fellow oligarchs want it all. Together we must fight back. We can and must create an economy and a government that works for all of us, not just Elon Musk and his fellow billionaires.
He should sell one of his summer homes, I think.
Well, first off, I need someone to clean the desk. I just spit all over this thing. But to your point about summer homes, here's Bernie on how he became a millionaire.
See a term. You know what? Let's buy a house. So we bought a house. And guess what? Like many thousands of people in the state of Vermont, I have a summer camp. It's a nice one on Lake Champlain. That's it. Now, how did I get the money? You're right. I wrote 2 best-selling books, including this book on capitalism. It was New York Times bestseller for.
Andrew, does he not realize what a ridiculous, clownish hypocrite he is? He wrote best-selling books against capitalism and then is explaining that it was capitalism that allowed him to buy the second home. He did have a third home in D.C., which I think they sold one of them, so they've only got two now. Obviously have a lot of extra rooms. They don't let any of the illegals stay in them. But he, like... you remember that moment when he was on Real Time with Bill Maher and he didn't know the difference between equity and equality? It's like there's so much there that should just end his career overnight. And yet he's still here babbling about all this stuff.
I didn't know you could do the voices. Can you do like me and Jeffrey as well?
Yeah, that's very good. Very impressive.
What can I do, you and Jeffrey? How about this? That's you. Wait, who was that? Was that Jeffrey or you? Because Jeffrey does sound a little British at times.
Well, a little bit of a transatlantic thing. Yeah,
it sounded a bit Australian to me. But yeah, no, your Larry David before was spot on.
Yeah.
So yeah, Bernie. You know, I'm so sick of these people. I'm so sick of them. And it's just the same over and over again. He's worth $2 or $3 million at least. And I think that's without including those homes. You know, the guy's got so much money. As you say, he's made it out of capitalism. And this is the question I always ask myself, because I used to deal with cults. I used to look into people who were in Scientology and so on before they left. And it's amazing because you can say to them, you know, so you really believe in evil Lord Xenu? And they have to say yes. Most of them don't even know what evil Lord Xenu is. They don't know until they're like at a certain point in Scientology, but they just say yes. It's a remarkable thing about humans. So I don't know what it is with Bernie, if he might be one of those who secretly realizes, in which case he is, as they say online, you know, a grifter. I hate making that claim though, because I think humans are a little bit more complicated than that. And he probably it's like with Lord Xenu. He's got some kind of religious script in his head where he has to just keep having a go at the people who are richer than him and not really think too much about how rich he is.